Good evening and welcome to the Department of Toxic Substances Controls, or DTSC's, public meeting for the Area of Interest A at the Beverly Hills High School property. Today's meeting will cover the proposed Remedial Action Plan, or RAP for short, for the site. My name is Chin Xiao. I am a DTSC Public Participation Specialist. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the native culture of Los Angeles and the tribal lands of the Chumash and Tongva. This meeting is being recorded. By participating, you agree to be recorded. The DTSC project team consists of Shahir Haddad, Branch Chief, Aslam Sharif, Unit Chief, Lena Hijazi, Project Manager, Joe Huang, Senior Engineering Geologist, Donald Greenlee, Project Toxicologist, Marissa Woolsey, Project Engineer, and myself, Chin Xiao, Public Participation Specialist. The agenda includes a welcome and introductions, DTSC's role by Aslam Sharif, project overview and additional measures by Lena Hijazi, a public comments and project team, and closing remarks. I would like to introduce Unit Chief Aslam Sharif. He will be outlining DTSC's role. Aslam?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aslam Sharif. I'm the supervising engineer within the Department of Toxic Substances Control, DTSC's schools unit under Site Mitigation and Restoration Program. Today, I will be going over the DTSC's roles and general schools process of investigation. Next slide. The Department of Toxic Substances Control, DTSC, is a regulatory agency within the California Environmental Protection Agency, that is Cal EPA. DTSC's mission is to protect the people of California and environment from exposure to harmful hazardous substances and their releases. DTSC is also responsible for overseeing investigation and cleanup of contaminated properties in California. It is also responsible for overseeing investigation and cleanup of school sites. Next slide. DTSC oversight is required for new or expanding school properties, seeking state funding and voluntary oversight if requested by the school districts. DTSC's environmental review includes evaluation of whether hazardous constituents are present on site from historical or off-site releases at levels that may pose risk to human health and environment. Its evaluation also includes naturally occurring hazardous material present on site at levels that may pose risk to human health and environment. For example, methane detected at this particular site, Beverly Hills High School, has been found to be naturally occurring. Our review also includes remediation and/or mitigation of the risk, if any, from hazardous constituents found in soil and/or groundwater. Next slide. Now I will go over DTSC's process of investigation and cleanup for school sites. Generally, DTSC has a three-step process for schools investigation and cleanups. The first step is the evaluation, which is also called as a phase one or phase one addendum environmental site assessment. This includes historical review of the records for the usage of the site and assessing recognized environmental concerns, if any. If any recognized environmental concerns are identified during the phase one environmental site assessment, we move to step two and conduct a preliminary environmental assessment, which is a PEA. A supplemental site investigation may be needed if the scope of the investigation is expanded. During this step two, site-wide sampling is conducted for different material different media like soil gas, and groundwater. Human health exposure risk assessment is conducted based on the sampling results. If risk is identified beyond the regulatory thresholds, DTSC enters step 3, which is a cleanup phase. This is the final step of the DTSC process. During this phase, a removal or remedial action is proposed for the cleanup or mitigation of the risk identified during step 2. A remedy is selected in this phase based on evaluating different criteria, following which an implementation of the remedy takes place. For this project, we are currently under a remedy selection phase. With that, I would like to hand it over to Lina Hijazi, the DTSC project manager for the site, to go over the project overview and additional measures. Thank you.
Thank you, Aslam. Hello, everyone. My name is Lina Hijazi. I'm DTSC project manager for the Beverly Hills High School site. I will be talking about the site background, previous investigations conducted at the site under DTSC oversight, and the proposed remedial action at Area of Interest A. Next slide. Starting with site background, the Beverly Hills High School totals approximately 25 acres, and it was built in 1927. The Beverly Hills High School, or the site, is denoted by the black line on the figure. It's bounded by Moreno Drive to the east and north, Olympic Boulevard to the south, and commercial properties to the east, to the west. From 1909 to 2016, various areas at the site were used for oil field activities, including the former Veneco facility, which is located within the site at the southwestern edge. You can see it on the figure highlighted in yellow. So 6 oil wells were discovered on the school, in addition to the 19 wells on Veneco. From 1979 to 2016, oil production activities at the school were limited to only the Veneco facility. All of the oil wells that were discovered were reabandoned in accordance with California Geologic Energy Management Division requirements throughout the years. Next slide. So in 2015 and 2016, a preliminary environmental investigation, also known as a preliminary environmental assessment, also known as a PEA, was conducted for soil, salt vapor, and groundwater at the site under DTSC oversight. The site at that time was divided into 8 areas of interest, or AOIs, in addition to the former Veneco facility. The investigations showed that soil was impacted mainly by arsenic and total petroleum hydrocarbons, also known as TPHs. Arsenic was detected near soil surface in Area of Interest 1 and at deeper depths at other areas of interest. TPHs were detected at also deeper depths. Soil gas was found to be impacted mainly by volatile organic compounds, also known as VOCs. It was mainly benzene. Also, it was impacted by methane and hydrogen sulfide. Next slide. Due to high arsenic levels detected near soil surface at Area of Interest 1, a removal action was completed in November of 2015, where approximately 285 tons of soil of arsenic impacted soil were removed and disposed off-site. In 2017, the project became inactive due to funding issues and was reactivated again in 2020. And in 2021, a remedial action plan, also known as a RAP, was prepared for the former Veneco facility to address the historical oil production activities. The RAP was approved in 2022 after it was reviewed by the public. Next slide. So after the project became active again in 2020, the site was reconfigured into 2 areas of interest, Area of Interest A and Area of Interest B. Area of Interest A, which is the subject of this presentation, is approximately 18.8 acres of the school. and it is highlighted by red on this figure. Area of interest A consists of multiple areas of interest. It consists of area of interest 2, 2A, 3, 5, 6, and 7. It's comprised of landscape areas, hardscape areas, athletic fields, basketball courts, tennis courts. It also includes 4 buildings in area of interest 5 and 2 buildings area of interest 6. The proposed development project at this area consists of the demolition of one of the buildings in area 6 and improvements for the rest of the buildings. It also includes construction of 8 new buildings, a new swimming pool, reconfiguration of the athletic fields, a new parking lot, new hardscape, and new landscape areas. For this area of interest, additional sampling was conducted in 2022 and 2023. Next slide. So investigations from 2015, 2016, 2022, and 2023 showed detections of multiple contaminants of concern, also known as COCs. Mainly, these COCs were total petroleum hydrocarbons, arsenic, and lead in soil, and methane, hydrogen sulfide, and benzene in soil vapor. In soil, lead was mainly detected above screening level in samples collected from the surface, while arsenic and TPHs were detected at deeper depths. In soil vapor, benzene, methane, and hydrogen sulfide were detected due to past oil field activities. In groundwater, samples collected showed no detections of COCs above screening levels. Next slide. In addition to the soil vapor, and groundwater sampling, DTSC requested that 2 rounds of indoor air sampling be conducted at Building F, which is the swim gym, and is located in Area 6. The sampling was requested in order to test for vapor intrusion and assess for seasonal variability. Samples were collected from 6 indoor locations and 3 outdoor locations in September of 2022, April of 2023. Benzene and hydrogen sulfide were detected in indoor air samples at similar concentrations to outdoor air samples. Chloroform, on the other hand, was detected at higher concentrations in indoor air as opposed to outdoor air due to water chlorination, which is caused by adding chlorine to disinfect the pool inside the gym. None of these chemicals detected in indoor air or outdoor air were detected in the soil gas samples collected from around these buildings. Therefore, it was concluded that vapor intrusion was not a source of any of the chemicals detected inside the building, and no more indoor air sampling was required in the building. But soil vapor around the building will still be monitored as part of the operation maintenance or as part of the remedy for the site. Next slide. So also in 2023, additional soil vapor samples were collected around the 4 buildings located in the area of interest 5. The reason for the additional soil vapor sampling was to collect new data and to ensure that the buildings are safe for occupants. Results showed no detections of any of the COCs above screening levels in soil vapor. But also these COCs will still be monitored as part of the remedy, or the soil vapor probes will still be monitored as part of the remedy for the site to ensure the buildings remain safe. Next slide, please. So as previously mentioned, soil and soil vapor were found to be impacted by multiple contaminants of concern. In order to address the soil and soil vapor issue at the site, a remedial action plan, also known as a RAP, was prepared. The remedial action objectives of the RAP are to protect human health and the environment, and to prevent ingestion and direct contact with soil, and prevent or mitigate the inhalation of the contaminants of concern. Next slide. To achieve the remedial action objectives, the RAP proposes 4 remedial alternatives. The first alternative is no action. The second is excavation of the impacted soil and offsite disposal. Alternative 3 is institutional controls or recording a land use covenant. And alternative 4 is engineering controls, which includes soil capping, installation of a vapor intrusion mitigation system, also known as VIMS, and it also includes operations and maintenance. These alternatives were evaluated and compared based on their effectiveness, implementability, and cost, and other criteria. Based on this evaluation criteria, a combination of alternatives 2, 3, and 4 is the proposed remedy to be implemented at the site. Next slide. So, as mentioned in the previous slide, the proposed remedy includes excavation of shallow soil across all of Area A. In addition to the shallow soil excavation, 5 locations around existing buildings in Area 5 will be excavated at deeper depths, to deeper depths. And soil will be also excavated below proposed building C to a depth of 10 feet to address the impacted the soil impacted by TPHs. Approximately 24,000 cubic yards of soil will be excavated and shipped offsite. After excavation, all areas will be covered with clean soil, and then covered by either asphalt, turf, or the foundation of the new buildings. Next slide. For the new buildings, a vapor intrusion mitigation system will be installed in accordance with the requirements of the City of Los Angeles Ordinance and in accordance with the Design Level 5, which represents the highest level of protection. Design Level 5 includes a vapor barrier beneath the building, pressure sensors and mechanical extraction system below the vapor barrier, and for the lowest occupied space of the building, that is the first floor, a gas detection system, alarm system, and mechanical ventilation, which is automatically activated by the alarm, will be included. For the hardscape areas, paving vents will be installed. Now, to ensure that the VIMS and the soil cap remain intact and protective, and to ensure gas buildup is not occurring beneath buildings, hardscape or landscape areas, an operation maintenance is required. A preliminary operation maintenance plan was submitted as part of the RAP, and in which it sets forth procedures for inspection, monitoring, and operation of the VIMS. In general, the operation maintenance activities include, but are not limited to, inspection of all visible components of the VIMS, including vent risers, sensor systems, alarm systems, and ventilation systems. In addition to that, also the integrity of the hardscape and landscape areas will be inspected. O&M operation maintenance activities also include maintenance and calibration of gas detection sensors and alarm systems. It also includes monitoring for methane, hydrogen sulfide, and volatile organic compound concentrations in the vent risers. Also monitoring for these contaminants of concern in the soil vapor probes that are located around the buildings and that are located in hardscape and in landscape areas. Response actions will be implemented as appropriate should gas concentrations exceed established action levels. A final O&M plan will be submitted, or a final operation maintenance plan will be submitted to DTSC prior to occupancy of the buildings, which is anticipated to be in June 2027. Also, in addition to the operation maintenance plan, a land use covenant will be recorded. The site access will be limited as per the restrictions outlined in the land use covenant. Next slide. This figure here shows the location of the proposed soil vapor probes, which are denoted by the blue little small circles on the figure. These soil vapor probes will be used to monitor for the volatile organic compounds, methane, and H2S, and salt vapor. This figure also shows the proposed new development at the site, where you can see the location of the new buildings and the new athletic fields and parking lots, and the new configuration of the site, basically. Next slide. So during soil disturbing activities or any activity that has the potential to generate dust, dust and air monitoring will be applied or will be conducted at the site. Dust and air monitoring will be conducted in accordance with the South Coast Air Quality Management District or SCAQMD rules. Dust control will be achieved by applying water to working areas as necessary. Also by installing fencing fitted with low permeability windscreen, which reduces the potential for fugitive dust. Dust control also will be achieved by covering soil immediately after loading to transport trucks and by decontaminating the vehicles and any equipment used during site activities prior to exiting the site. In addition to dust control measures, air monitoring will be conducted by placing particulate monitors near the property boundary in upwind and downwind directions to monitor for particulate matter. 7 perimeter air monitoring locations are proposed in which each monitoring station will conduct real-time air monitoring for dust, VOCs, hydrogen sulfide, and methane during all soil disturbing activities. All earth-moving activities will cease if the monitor readings exceed the action levels or if wind speed exceeds 25 miles per hour. Next slide. During the RAP implementation, work areas will be fenced and restricted to only trained and authorized personnel. Traffic will also be coordinated at the site in such a manner that at any given time, no more than 6 trucks will be on site to reduce truck traffic and on surrounding streets and to reduce dust generation as well. The hours of operation will be in accordance with the AQMD guidelines. Also during RAP implementation and noise generated by the equipment, that noise will be monitored to ensure compliance with the City of Beverly Hills noise ordinance. Noise control techniques will be used for all equipment and trucks to minimize construction noise impacts as possible. The stationary noise sources, such as generators, will be located as far from sensitive receptors as feasible. If they must be located near receptors, adequate muffling will be conducted or implemented. The equipment staging and parking areas will be located also as far as feasible from residential receptors. The RAP project or the RAP implementation project is anticipated to be completed in 2 years over multiple phases. Next slide. So this just shows the transportation plan or the truck route in which trucks are going to enter the site from Moreno Drive. You can follow the blue arrows on the figure. So they're going to enter the site from Moreno Drive and exit from Olympic Boulevard. Next slide. Now I'm going to hand it back to Chen to talk about the public participation process.
Thank you, Luna. DTSC's public participation process is mandated by California state law. A public notice was published in the Beverly Hills Courier newspaper on March 21st, 2025, and emailed to the school community. A community update was mailed to the site mailing list on March 21st, 2025. Both the public notice and community update announced the public comment period of March 24th, 2025 to April 25th, 2025, as well as today's public meeting. DTSC has set up 3 information repositories, 2 at physical locations located at the DTSC Cypress Office File Room and the Beverly Hills Public Library, and 1 online at the DTSC EnviroStore Information Database. You may send your written comments to Lina Hijazi at 5796 Corporate Avenue, Cypress, California, 90630, or email lina.hijazi@dtsc.ca.gov. I would like to take this time for questions and comments. If you would like to speak a question or comment, please click the raise hand button and you will be invited to unmute your audio when it's your turn. If you are calling in, you may raise your hand by typing *9 on your dial pad and type *6 to unmute your line. You may also type your questions or comments in the question and answer tab. We will take questions in the order they come in.
Thank you, Shin. And I'll be monitoring to see if we have any raised hands or any typed questions. At
Thank you.
this time, I do not see any. We'll give it a little while.
Okay, there's a question in from Sherry Hirschfeld. Question is, how will this project impact residents who live within 2 blocks of this project?
So throughout the RAP implementation, air monitoring is going to be conducted to make sure that none of the work is going to affect the residents across the school that live across the school. And like we said, regarding like traffic, there's only 6 trucks at a time would be on the site, not more than that, to not create traffic, basically.
Thank you, Lina.
Mhm.
Any
not
other
see
questions?
any.
Okay. Same person, Sherry Hirschfeld, has another question. The question is more about concerns of toxicity.
Yes, so like I mentioned, during the soil excavation, there will be air monitoring. So if let's say the monitors read high levels or levels that are above the action levels, then work will be stopped, basically.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The South Coast Air District requires contractors to monitor at the site perimeter, monitor the dust emissions as well as the VOC emissions from their work. And they've set certain limits that they cannot exceed. And if they do exceed those, Like Lena said, there are steps that have to be taken. For example, applying water to keep dust down, or applying a chemical that helps to coagulate volatile vapors and prevent them from leaving the site. So there are requirements that they have to meet, and dust as well as VOC emissions will be monitored at the perimeter to ensure that the project proponents are meeting those restrictions.
Thank you, Don and Lena. Sherry, did that answer your question? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Okay. I think there are no more comments or questions coming in, so let's move on. So feel free to contact Lena or myself with any follow-up questions. We will be accepting written comments up to midnight, April 25th. Thank you for joining us this evening. We hope you found the presentation to be informative. Thank you and good night.